I have faced almost every issue. I personally find it very demanding to keep my team motivated.
You'll type it in and a robot comes back.
Yeah, we'll never have a robot on the telephone.
No.
The situation of finding skilled people is still a little difficult.
Doors closing. Welcome to the 13th floor. Stuck in a Lift HQ.
Holger, thank you so much for joining me on Stuck in a Lift today. You've come over from Germany. How was your trip?
Yes, very nice, very nice. We arrived yesterday, had some meetings already.
And here you are.
And here I am, yes.
Have you done a podcast before? Is this new to you?
No, it's my first. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, no, I'm
honoured. It's
honoured.
a great honour for New Lift and for me personally.
Well, New Lift, let's talk about it because everyone is the talk of the town. So who are New Lift and what do you guys do?
New Lift actually is the biggest independent controller manufacturer for lifts in Germany.
Yep.
We produce more than 8,500 control systems a year in 3 locations all over Europe.
Yep.
The biggest production site is in Munich with around 160 people. The second one is in Kellamsee, where I'm the managing director of. We are almost 50 people. And last but not least, we have a production site in Zagreb, Croatia.
Okay.
And yes, New Lift was established in 1986 by Peter Zeidler and Mike Hierling. Peter Zeidler is still the managing director of the main location in Munich. And yes, we are known for our great flexibility and our great product range. So maybe that's the reason.
How long has it been in the UK? Is this a recent
not so
thing?
long, not so long. I think we had some attempts in the 90s to come into the penetrate the market, which was not so successful. But now I think since 10 years we are starting to proceed.
Yeah. Well, like I said, everyone is talking about it. So what made you join the manufacturing industry?
I actually started very early, with 16 years in my brother's lift company.
Okay.
He's 12 years older than me, and he had a lift company when I was 16 years old, and I helped him to top up my pocket money on the weekends and after school. And I really enjoyed it, so I decided to proceed. So after school, I studied electronics in the university. Mm-hmm. And when I was finished in 1994, I moved to Munich and joined LM Lift Material. At that time, it was a big lift manufacturer with a worldwide portfolio of customers and support. And after 2 years, I moved to New Lift as a team leader for the service department. And then, 2001, I established the second location in Kellamsee.
So it's always been lifts. Your whole journey has been lifts. What's your favourite lift?
Whoa! In our size of company, we don't like the big multinationals. You might know. So my customers, they produce really great lifts. I have many lift producers in my customer portfolio.
Target Lifts are proud to sponsor the Stuck in a Lift podcast in partnership with Blacks Productions. Everyone from the director to those out in the field are hands-on in their approach and available to speak to whenever you need them. Target Lifts are always aiming higher.
What has been your most successful project so far and why?
And there are many outstanding projects, but I think the most successful project so far was to establish the New Lift Service Center in April 2001 together with my wife from scratch.
Okay.
I moved from Munich to Kellamsee at that time to give the Southwest German customers a better sales and after sales support. And then we got the support and sales for Scandinavia, for UK, Benelux. And so it started growing, and we were that successful that we had to hire immediately a lot of people, a lot of growth. And then 10 years later, we were pushed to create our own production site because we sold so many extra control systems that the main production in Munich ran out of capacity. So we hired a new building, we hired more people. Yes, and today we are almost 50 people in Kellamsee producing 1,200 control systems a year. By the way, more than 300 units for the UK market only.
Wow.
Yeah, and now I'm looking forward for my oldest son will join us.
He's following the roots.
Yeah, for the next generation. He's a master of project engineering. He will start in January. and he will take care of our production processes and the quality management processes. My second son will follow a year later, so the second generation is prepared. And unfortunately, my daughter is studying architecture, so she might never join the lift industry.
I mean, it could be further apart, couldn't it? There's still, I guess, there's a connection.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, what would you say your most challenging part of your role is day to day?
Challenging. I find it very challenging after or since the pandemic situation to find skilled people for our relatively demanding lift business. So when you have an interview with a new employee nowadays, you always hear work-life balance.
Yeah.
I don't like that word really, because this work suggests or means you have work here and life here, and during work you have no life, which I find is really bullshit, because work can be a great, satisfying part of your life, and it gives you so much. You can learn. You can find new friends for life, like Danny or Harald, or you can become a mentor for younger colleagues. And I find it very challenging to convince younger people that work can be really a really great part of their life.
How was COVID over in Germany? How was working through COVID?
It was really difficult. It was really difficult, to be honest, because overnight we had to overthink our complete production routine. We have many people, or the teams are very close together, and we had to separate them as good as possible overnight. So we had to introduce a 2-shift system. So half of the team worked daytime, the other half of the team worked at night.
Oh, and then you literally rotate.
Yeah, we rotated. Yeah, and the people didn't like it very much. You can imagine. So after the pandemic situation, we went back to the normal routines, and the people like it very much. And another thing was the situation on the chip market went crazy. To source chips coming from China was really difficult. The price for chips increased by factor 100. So we had to stop producing some of our products, but now
all back to normal.
Back to
all
normal.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
Did it go back to normal quite quickly, or do you still finding there's certain things that are still slowly coming back to normal?
No, this situation went back quite quickly. The situation of finding skilled people is still a little difficult.
At Target Lifts, they pride themselves on being completely professional at all times. As part of this, they have many accreditations from the likes of Safe Contractor, Construction Line, ISO 9001, 45001, and now 14001. They are committed to continually investing in their quality and reliability. Target Lifts are proud members of the Lift and Escalator Industry Association, and they support valuable causes like the Lift Industry Charity and the Lift Industry Mental Health Charter. For more on what they do, visit targetliftslimited.co.uk. So
you've obviously worked your way up from a very young age through the lift industry.
Yeah.
Have you had any kind of training along the way in terms of like management skills or director skills?
No.
Just learn along the way.
I'm really glad to have had good mentors in this almost 40 years in the business.
Right.
The first mentor, of course, was my brother. He's 12 years older than me. He had a lift company. I learned everything from him before I came to Munich. And then I had a great mentor as well, Wilfried Zink. He has died already. But now Peter Zeidler, still managing director of our main location. I call him frequently to ask him things I have not faced so far, or if there's important decision to make, we always do it together. Yeah.
That's nice to have that support.
Yeah.
What do you love most about your role? The one thing that gets you up in the morning. What do you love most?
You can imagine, after this long time in the business, I have faced almost every issue, technical issue or even political issue you can have in this industry. Yep. And I like to share that experience, how to solve these issues. So all of my young colleagues ask me day by day for every issue they have. I can give them an answer. Even customers call me, not just as a supplier, but as an expert or even a mentor as well, to give them advice. And that's really, really nice. I like that every day. And of course, I love our company, New Lift. I loved New Lift from the first day. I love our team spirit. I love our new lift DNA, we call it. How we treat our customers, how we treat our employees, and I love our great product portfolio we have. We have solutions for everything.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, which is good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we know to solve everything, and we do it no matter what effort it means.
Why is it called New Lift?
That's a good question. I found it a strange name as well at the beginning. It was an idea of our co-founder, Mike Yearling, who has died already, unfortunately. New NEW stands for New Electronic Ways. So they want, with our first controller, they stepped into a completely new direction, and that's why they called the company NEW, New Electronic Ways. And then the word new came out of that, and so everybody says New Lift, but we also can be called NEW.
NEW?
Yeah.
God, you learn something new every day, don't you? I did not know that at all. What is your most expensive part on the shelf in your company?
In our company, the most expensive part, that's a good question. The most expensive part in a lift depends on the specification of the lift. So every manufacturer will tell you something different.
Yep.
There are certainly lifts where the control system is the most expensive part, destination control systems, for example. Or in car lifts, Harald maybe will tell you the hydraulic pump or the piston will be the most expensive thing. In our portfolio, I think the destination control really is the most expensive thing we have developed. It's so many engineering and R&D in this product, which makes it quite expensive.
Yeah. Got you. So you say that you're equipped to deal with any inquiry that comes through. Yeah. What has been the strangest request that you've had?
We have many strange requests every day. So maybe for you, there's a Sabbath control, for example. You know, Sabbath, the Jewish people, they have this I think it's Saturday always, Sabbath, and they're not allowed to work. It's strange, but they're even not allowed to press a button in a lift. So we had to program a so-called Sabbath control.
I didn't think of that.
Which makes the lift running automatically. So they are waiting in front of the lift door, waits on it until it comes, and then they go inside the lift and they don't press, and then they wait.
Does that then take you up to every floor and then you get out when you want?
Yeah. We call it Sabbath control, and we had it many years ago, and we programmed it. So
how does that work? So, is it just an automatic door that'll open?
Yeah.
It just senses the person.
The lift is running from floor to floor, opening and closing the door everywhere, and you have to wait.
And it come back down, go again.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not think of that.
Yeah, it's only one of many. We have more than 500 customized modules for just those special requirements. So we don't touch our main software. Maybe you can imagine there's a main processor with all our features inside. But if you want to have such a, let's say, crazy function, you don't have to touch the main software. You take this custom module, plug it in, and then you have to function on this module. Wow,
that's just literally blowing my mind. So if a company, would it be a Jewish company that have requested a lift, or I'm guessing
the lift owner will want to have that because he knows maybe it's in Israel or somewhere. He knows that this is an issue, this Sabbath control, and then they ask the lift manufacturer. They ask us.
Wow.
Target Lifts are very proud to provide full apprenticeships. With the assistance of a training provider, Target Lifts can offer a complete training program that will give both practical and theory understanding in all areas of the lift industry. The apprentice will gain the necessary qualifications to enable them to grow as a lift engineer. And with the support from the Target Lifts team, you can have a fantastic career for life. Visit the contact page on their website if you are interested in becoming the next apprentice. Target Lifts are always aiming higher.
Well, so that takes me on to my next question, right? How do you see AI creeping into the lift industry? Where do you see that going?
We have many ideas. We are working on it already to give a better after-sales support. So we are working with tools already. So imagine you have a guy sitting on a telephone waiting for an engineer to call, and then he asks him a question about an issue, and then he need to have some help on the computer, type in the question, and he needs to have some help. Because almost every issue we had already. So you need some kind of artificial intelligence to collect all this information and to present it for him. So he can say, okay, we had this there and there already, and this might be the solution for the issue. So
how's that been going so far? Is that
it started just at the beginning. So we have bought the software. We are feeding it with data at the moment, and trying to use it as soon as possible.
That is an excellent idea. I mean, it's just going to take it's just going to be a lot quicker, right?
Yeah.
You can answer that person straight away. But sometimes you get that, and I don't know, I might contact O2 or Virgin, and you'll type it in, and a robot comes back. Yeah. So are you making it a lot more personal?
We will never have a robot on the telephone. No. Not as long as I will be in the business.
Yeah, it drives me mental.
I don't like this kind. But you need to have a person that has some kind of help.
Okay, so that person's just getting the answers and then feeding it back down the phone.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. At the moment, if he cannot help immediately, he says, okay, I'll call you back, and then he calls a colleague in the R&D, or he calls me or another guy who could help him maybe, and then he calls back. But if all our knowledge is going into such a system with artificial intelligence, I think we can even give a better after-sales support than we have already.
Brilliant idea. Have you seen anything that was unexpected along your journey that's really thrown you off course?
Yes, we had it already. It was really the pandemic situation in 2020, because it was so. I saw this pandemic coming in the television. It was in China, and I said to everybody, "Okay, forget it. In 4 weeks, nobody is talking about it anymore." Yeah, that's what my personal opinion was. But then in 2 months later, it came to Europe, and then it came to Germany, and it changed everything.
No one saw
our production routines. So the good thing about it was we could not do any personal meeting anymore. So we were forced to digitalize this meeting stuff with Teams meetings and Zoom, and I have never done that before. Okay. But since then, the Teams meeting is the daily business.
That's something that stayed, isn't it?
That's something that stayed in the positive.
Yeah. So we love to end each podcast in tradition, as you may know already, and we would love to know who you'd want to be stuck in a lift with.
I'm prepared. You may know the most successful and most famous football manager in the Premier League you've ever had. It's unfortunately a German one. It's Jürgen Klopp. And I really would like to be stuck in a lift with him to ask him at least 2 questions. I really admire him because he always managed to keep his team, his staff, everybody 150% motivated to give the best for him, for the team, for the business, for Liverpool, for Dortmund, for Mainz. And I would really like to ask him how he did that. Okay. Because I personally find it very, very demanding to keep my team motivated every day, to keep them smiling. Yes, maybe he could give me some good tips. And the second question I would like to ask him, what can we German do to make him our next Bundestrainer? Okay. I hope you understand Bundestrainer in English. It's the national, national coach of the national team.
Okay, let's stop that lift to ask those 2 questions. I reckon he runs on a lot of coffee to keep that motivation high. Yeah. Do you think you've got it in you to kind of do the job like he does? Do you think... How well do you think you motivate your team?
I don't know if I can do it. I think I did it quite well until now. Okay. But everybody can be better, so maybe I could learn it from him. Let's ask those questions. Thank you so much for joining me on Stuck in a Lift today. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and thank you for coming over from Germany. It's been great. Thank you for having me. It was a great honor for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Doors closing.
One of them industries that kind of excites me as well.
I just learnt this morning that you're in a band.
I am in a band.
Can you sing for me now?
No. Quite a small industry, everybody knows each other. I wasn't your typical salesman of pouncing on someone, let me sell you, sell.